slow drain you want flowing again. Call Any Hour Services and we'll snake any line for just $29. Google Any Hour Services, schedule online at anyhourservices.com.
Hey there. Thanks for tuning in. I'm ready for another episode of My Beautiful Exciting. Let's do
My Bigfoot sighting happened in 1992. So this was a long time ago when I was a senior. Actually, I just graduated high school. So I was like 18. And the summer after my high school graduation, my girlfriend and I had decided that we wanted to go camping by ourselves, which was a big deal, and just have like a little adventure up near these waterfalls that were, kind of in our area in Northeast Tennessee. We planned that it was going to be like a 4-day long escapade up there by the falls. We were going to be up there by ourselves for the first 2 days, and then the last 2 days we were going to be up there with some boys that were going to come and join us for the last 2 days. Now, because of this, my girlfriend did not tell her parents. Well, she just told her parents that she was going to be with me for those 4 days. My parents, however, knew that I was going camping. They just didn't know about the boy part, but they knew I was going camping. And they knew I was going to be by myself, and my dad had spent a lot of time prepping me about the woods. The place that we actually went to was in the very, very northeast corner of Tennessee, up at Laurel Falls, in that very northeast corner in the Great Smoky Mountains. Very secluded back then. It was not very traveled. My dad always liked to take us as a family when we went camping. He never took us to like those campgrounds where there was like power and bathrooms and showers and all of those niceties. He always took us like in the woods. And we had a particular spot up there in the mountains that my family repeatedly went to, because it was really nice. It was
going to Brigham City.
From the falls themselves, but it was next to the creek that fed the falls, and it was like
Brigham City
in the middle of the woods with a creek that ran next to it. It was just so picturesque, and my family was there. I can't even tell you how many times over the years. So I felt very comfortable with this place, even though it was in the middle of nowhere up on the mountain. But I didn't have any hesitations about going there. I'd been there so many times before. This was my girlfriend's first time home. But I had been there a lot. So that's where we were planning this trip. I saved up my money at this little part-time job that I had, and over the course of a year planning this trip, I've acquired a ridiculous amount of stuff
Brigham
to
City
take up there with us for such this 4-day trip.
is a little town.
Funny looking back on it. But her and I had off. We're going to go.
A little town where I work.
We're excited. We started driving. It's a little bit of a drive from where we live. We stopped at a little ranger station. Back then,
We are in Clearfield. Driving from Clearfield to Brigham City, Utah.
nothing at all. Like we're setting all of us back up. We're just giggling and carrying on. I had like this ridiculously large tent, and we had this little fucking air mattress, and we're setting off stuff up in the middle of the woods, carrying on, having a good time. And the rest of the night was uneventful. We didn't hear anything from the woods, from dinner. We sat around a campfire. We slept great all night long. Next morning, we woke up, and it was a beautiful morning, and I knew that I wanted to hike the falls. That we wanted to hike the falls that day. And decided that we were going to get up, we were going to have breakfast, coffee, all of that, and we were going to hike the falls. Now from where our campsite was to the upper falls where we wanted to hike, it was like a 2-hour hike. So, we had already had breakfast and coffee and campfire, and it was getting on about noon, and so I said, we need to go, because I want to get back, make sure that we're not at our campsite before dark. And so she said, okay, so we got our little lunch packed, and we headed off, and we did the hike to the falls, uneventful hike to the falls. It was really rough and rugged. I could hear some points where you're doing maneuver, and I was climbing, and I was surviving. We did such a good job that we got to the top of the falls. A beautiful view, and we're going to enjoy our afternoon, and I said, okay, we can start heading back, because we have to work on it.
Every journey starts with a dream, and all dreams come with a price. Saving isn't a climb, but with goals, determination, and the right financial partner, there's no dream you can't reach. No peak is too high. So what are you saving for? Share your dream with us for a chance to win $1,000. Start saving with Bank of Utah today.
Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm Leah, and we're from the Grown Up Stuff podcast.
Just in time for tax season. On this week's episode, we're chatting with CPA Lisa Green Lewis about how small businesses can tackle their taxes in a TurboTax business.
A Forbes study mentioned that a whopping 93% of small businesses overpay their taxes, and 17% of Gen Zers believe that you could write really important your taxes, right?
Listen to Grown Up Stuff is at our radio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Every journey starts with a dream, and all dreams come with a price. Saving isn't a climb, but with goals, determination, and the right financial partner, there's no dream you can't reach. No peak is too high. So what are you saving for? Share your dream with us for a chance to win $1,000. Start saving with Bank of Utah today.
Visit bankofutah.com to enter the business
So on our way back from the falls was when we had this experience, and we had met these two loud teenage girls in the woods, and I think she had this situation happening. We were on our way back from the falls. We were hiking down the trail. We had made it through the rough part, and we were on the actual trail itself, and we were hiking back to our campsite, and she lost her watch fell off, and we found out that it was because a little kid was falling out of her watch. And so here we are on this trail, which is my first trail, it's just a path through the woods, and it's got all this leaf litter on it, and we're like idiots looking for this stupid kid out of her watch. And it was really the only moment that I can remember that we were like quiet, but not quiet, because we were focused. And, obviously, within short notice, we realized we weren't going to be able to find it. So she ended up just taking her earring out and using the back of her earring as just kind of stuck it in there and go bolt on. So we're standing in the middle of the trail, we're trying to fix, and it's just started to walk. So we have to put our thumbs up and watch, and I think all of that kind of silence there was the only reason why we heard walking along the trail. thought it was at that time, and it sounded like somebody was making fun of us. It sounded like somebody was going like the way somebody would make fun of you or mock you, especially if you don't work. And we both stopped, and she was like, "Did you hear that?" And I was like, and we're listening, and here again, it was just like this, like, and she said, somebody had made fun of us, and, you know, we're standing and she immediately just had this thought, and she said, I think it's her voice, and she just ducked in the woods to the left, ducked into the woods off the trail. And, you know, I had that thought of, what? Like, I don't think we're going to deal with the woods, but here we go, okay. We duck in off this trail, and she starts heading for this so where we were on the trail, we ducked into the left, and up there, in the stretch down, there's these bushes that are really close to that have these really pretty flowers on them. I don't know what they're called, but it makes this really dense, like, wood. And we're kind of pushing through that, and then it brings out on this, like, mini trail. I guess it's like a game trail. It's like a small trail. We bring that onto a small trail, and we're still looking to the left. That's where it sounded. And once we break out onto this game trail, you can look to the left, and you're on the trail, and you see this nothing but wood on the left, nothing but wood on the right, and right in front of you, this game trail comes out onto the creek. And you couldn't see the creek from the main trail that you were on, but after we had left the bushes and turned out onto the little game trail, you could see the creek. You couldn't see what was to the left or to the right. That's the part of the creek that was in front of you because the woods were so dense. And right as we came out onto this game trail, she's heading down, and I'm like right behind her, and I'm grabbed onto the back of her, and we're heading down this deer trail heading to the creek, and she whispers back, I think they're on the creek. And right as we're heading down, we hear another sound. I heard another sound. And this one was very different. It was very low, and it was very deep, and it wasn't like other sounds that we heard. It was more of like a wolf. It was so weird, and it reminded me of like when people had a record player kind of backwards, and slow, like wolf-like sound. It was so weird. And we were walking at the same time that I heard it, and I grabbed onto the back of her like I don't know what you think that is, but I don't think that is what we think it is. Kind of the thing. But I didn't want to that out of the next before we were out of the trail and out onto the creek. And we turned to our left, and there's this thing standing in the middle of the creek. And before I talk about him, as soon as he came out on the time at this point either. So we're standing at Moses looking at him, he's looking at us, and from the right side of the creek where you were frozen, you hear this sound like it sounded like somebody rocks, they were slamming them together, clap sound. And so we immediately look to our right, and then we hear this motion happening back in the creek where he was standing. So we look back where he was standing, and as we look away, I don't know what happened. I don't know really what he the farm out at us, and he said, and he stood there, and he started walking back. So he started walking in this weird diagonal backward walk, like crossing his feet and walking up the bank and walking backwards up into the woods. And he wanted us again when he got up to the top of the bank. He did that again with his arm, like, walk. And then he walked backwards, like, into the woods. And the minute he hit the wood line, the whole right side of the woods just roasted in this snapping and breaking of the woods. And it sounded like a herd of elephants in the woods. You feel these buds on the ground. You can feel it in your feet, and you hear all of these limbs snapping, breaking, and the whole time we're still standing in the middle of the creek, switched up, like, with our switched up with our shoulders up and our fists clenched. Both of us are just like in this frozen stance. And I remember listening until I couldn't hear that sound of the wood and the snapping and the thudding and the noise until it got so far away that I could barely hear it anymore. And I remember the first thing that snapped me out of it, that snapped me out of being so scared and tensed up was her. She let out this sigh that was like a shudder sigh, and that was the first time that I came back to the here and now. She was like, what was that? We both immediately just broke out into that. What was that? What was that? Oh my God! And there was a lot of foul language thrown about, and we were pretty crazy at that point. And I remember, because this thing was only I say, because I don't do good with feet and yards and stuff. So this thing was only 2 cars. I would put 2 cars between where he was and where we were. So I think I did this because I just wanted to stand there, where he was. I walked out into the creek and stood there where he was standing, and was like, oh my God, there was something standing right here. And I looked at her from where he was standing and was realizing how close everything was. And at the same time, she's still working herself up into a frenzy. And I was looking around where I was standing in the creek, and I noticed there were a couple of things. There were crawdads there that were lined up. There was a lot of them. There was probably 15 of them lined up there on this flat rock that was like a cantilever out over the creek. And they were all lined up, and they were all smashed, like something that just smashed the tops of the crawdads. And they were just lined up there.